Can we do ancestry? Yes, we can. I told you about my REPO. It started out as a GenBox 5.5. I added stuff by hand to the GEDCOM file that was created by GenBox. I uploaded it to Ancestry so that it displayed as a tree, and then I exported it to my computer as GEDCOM, and that's what this is. Give the new tree a unique name. Oh yeah, I wanted to show you that. I'm going to show you this. There was something interesting about this. You see in Ancestry, apparently they have unique source and unique individual IDs for every single source and every single individual in every single tree that they have, so that you got these huge numbers they use. And one future project might be to, when you're importing, to start with the number one, something reasonable, because when I used to use GenBox all the time, my favorite people that I was researching the most, I knew their ID and choose them by their ID. All right, start the import process, upgrade GEDCOM places. You click this, and all the United States of Americas get highlighted. Okay, now I'm going to push the control button down, click USA. All the USAs get highlighted. Now I'm U.S.A, control button, click. U.S. control button, click. Now, those are all the same, there's no more. I hit next. Okay, that's done, that's taken care of. Now they're going to be one place ID and like 4 different name IDs with that place ID referenced. That takes a little bit of close attention, but it's worth it because what this does is it upgrades GEDCOM places, which are just strings repeated over and over, upgrades places to unit GEDS places, where every single place has its own ID. Every nested place, like that one, or that one, or that one, or that one, has its own ID. Anyways, let's skip over. There you go. Okay, something wrong? It worked yesterday, but I've been playing around with something. Maybe I broke something. In this ancestry file, obviously there's not going to be a person number one. I showed you those big long numbers. Yeah, see, there's a problem that I've been having. I fix one thing and break another. Anyway, this one's not going to work. All right, what's next? Okay, well, that one was my fault, Treebard's fault, because there's a problem. Had a problem in the last movie, which was my fault or Treebard's fault, depending on how you want to look at it. In which we tried to import some GEDCOM that Ancestry put out, and here is the simple fix. This said names, it was supposed to say persons. The situation is that Treebard has a default person number one by default. When you create a new tree, you can change that person's name to a real person or add someone else instead and delete that default person, doesn't matter. But when you're doing GEDCOM, if the GEDCOM has a person number one, then that person will be overwritten, and if not, then you have to not only not use person ID number one, but you have to remember to not use name ID number one too, because we have a default name ID number one that corresponds to person ID number one, and they're both there by default. Also a birth event for the same person. So if you don't have a person ID one, you don't want to overwrite name ID number one either, because it's going to be needed, because the person ID one is not going to be used. It's going to still be there, and it still needs to be associated with name ID number one. Anyway, that's the simple version. I had names here, it should have had persons. This is a dictionary. So minimum is basically your minimum person ID. If it's like Ancestry, which is definitely not one, instead of name ID 1 being the smallest name, then name ID 2 is going to be the smallest name ID, and you go from there. Okay, let's show this time. We're going to show it working. We're going to import that Ancestry file. This is a file that I made from my practice GEDCOM that I've been using during development. I uploaded it to Ancestry, and then I exported it to my computer from Ancestry, and then we came up with this. That's what Ancestry gave me. We'll call it, let's say 6. Now it's making a new tree called Ancestry 06. Skip by the places and just save time, and then 46:57. We're starting, and I'll be right back as soon as it finishes. That took 1 minute and 23 seconds. And let's open up the database. There are no errors this time. There's Treebard. I don't even know the ID numbers, but you don't need ID numbers. You don't have to memorize those. You got autofill. I just typed in R. There's Russell. He's person number 1. But in Ancestry, he's person number 4325564196883. Okay, and you can still use ID numbers. For example, his wife is going to be, the next number, so we go 4325556419684. You don't want to do this, but it's, it works. There she is. There's his wife. Her gender happens to be female. Okay, you can still go like this. Let's find Billy with a B. B. Go past the Bill, type an I, there's Billy. Okay, so there you go. We successfully exported a tree from Ancestry, and it runs. Imported into Treebard. At this point, I want to announce big news that I'm going to stop fiddling around with GEDCOM for now, or maybe indefinitely, and go back to working on Treebard. Treebard didn't get where it got by being in a hurry. I'm very proud of my work, and it's not perfect. It's a work in progress, and it's not complete. Never will be complete. Treebard is a showcase of functionalities. Unigez is its database backend, SQLite database. Unigez is being designed as a model for a replacement for GEDCOM, because everybody, all the GenieWare vendors can have the same backend, the same SQL database. It's universal genealogy data structure. That's what Unigez stands for. I'm not saying it's perfect now, but it could be perfected to the point where it will work for all GenieWare vendors as their primary data storage, and then for their secondary features, for their optional features, stuff that is secondary to genealogy itself, well, they could have their own data structure for that. So basically, I'm looking to see if anybody's interested. They can pick up the project and do what they want with it. It's free, it's open source, and it's public domain. You don't need my permission. You just grab it and go. Do what you want with it, and you're welcome. All right, I'm getting ready to set up a donation thingamajigger, whatchamacallit. I'm going to set it up to where you can make donations to my family in care of my PayPal account. I posted a free book, 166-page book about my journey to import GEDCOM, to write a GEDCOM import program, and it's not about me so much, a little bit about me, because it served to, preserve some part of my sanity while I was trying to do this big, scary, hairy, scary project. But mostly it's about GEDCOM, how it could be improved, how it should have been written instead of the way it is, what's wrong with it, blah, blah, blah. It's pretty detailed, and I think you could learn a lot from it. It's free. It's on my website. You'll be able to get a PDF copy in exchange for a donation of your choice. And that's all I got to say today. See you next time. Thanks for showing up. Bye.